What's going on, guys? So today's design is going to be gone fishing. Let's get into it. Okay, so I did go ahead and level off my cake layers before I start the video, only because I showed you guys that routine a couple of times, so I figured we'll just jump right into the video. So as you can see, I've already started putting on my frosting. I am using my strawberry cake for this cake order, and I'm using my vanilla buttercream frosting. So you guys know the routine. I just put the frosting on and then I go ahead and smooth off the top. Now I'm just gonna pop on my second cake layer and just make sure that's even. Now if you pay close attention, you'll notice that my cake is actually not centered in the middle of the board. I actually have it pushed more towards the back. The reason I did that is because of the design, which you'll see later. I'm gonna put some decorations on the front where I need that room at the front, so that's intentional. Now we're just gonna pop our top layer on, make sure that's even, spin it around a couple times. Then we're gonna take our paper straws and put those in to stabilize it. Now when I do my 8-inch round cakes, I typically use 4 straws. I think that's sufficient enough to stabilize it. The reason why stabilization is very important is because if you don't put your straws into your cake and then you go to frost it, your layers are gonna be sliding around like a daggone slip and slide. Then you're gonna be wondering why your cake not sitting straight up. Let's move on. Okay, so as you can see, I already went ahead and started my crumb coat. And like I told you guys before, this is where you don't need it to be perfect. This is your opportunity to mess up, to get all of those errors out your way, because this is not going to be seen. This is just to trap in all of those crumbs so that it doesn't show up in your final coat. So now we're going to get ready to pop this either in the freezer for 10 or the refrigerator for 15. So since we're going fishing for this design, I decided to create a ombre smear frosting design for this cake. It's a little bit rugged, but it's really cool at the same time. So to create this design, I used the back of a spoon. I scooped up some frosting and literally just smeared it on the cake. So instead of going with 4 different shades of blue, instead I decided to do 2 different shades of blue and then 2 different shades of green. So as you can see, I've started my second shade of blue, and this is kind of like a watercolor, which I love. I'm just scooping frosting on the back of my spoon and then smearing it on the cake. And it's not meant to look perfect, it's meant to look a little rugged. That's kind of the design that we're going for. And as you can see, I'm gonna start going on with my darker shade of green. And I'm gonna call this my grass green. I think it's gonna go perfectly with the rest of my design. And for our final color, we're gonna go on with the super light green. I guess you can call it kind of like a mint green, but I think it looks really good with the rest of the colors. I think it really kind of makes it pop at the end. I did originally decide to take this design all the way up to the top of the cake, but then I realized I didn't have enough frosting to do that, so I just took that, the remainder of my mint green frosting, and I just smoothed that over the top, and honestly I think it looked really good. So now you're just gonna take this and pop it either in the freezer for 10 or the refrigerator for 15. So to finish off our design, I'm gonna start putting on some fondant decorations that I created off camera. And I decided to create a couple different versions of grass. As you can see, I'm starting off putting like some seaweed on the side of the cake. And then I also created kind of like a wood plaque that says Happy Birthday Bryson, which is the birthday boy. I created the little ball that goes at the end of the fishing line. If you know what that's called, comment down below, let me know, because I have no idea. And then I'm going to just put a couple more pieces of seaweed on the opposite side of the plaque. And once I get done with that, I'm going to start putting on some more grass on the top. I really don't know what these things are called, but the little brown things that stand in between the leaves, that's what I'm putting on. I probably should have looked into that before I created this design, right? Too bad I did. But I did create, like I said, different sizes of grass. I have them kind of leaning over on purpose to make it look a lot more realistic. And I also made sure to leave space at the front of the cake for the cake topper that was purchased by the customer that I didn't have on hand. I really love the way this design turned out. I hope you guys like this design as well. Please comment down below and let me know. Bye!